Good day, beautiful people. It is Micah J with Porsche 4K, and today we have another video on the 2024 Porsche Macan S. So I just got the vehicle detailed and washed, finna run a few errands, and I figured this would be a great time to show you all the drivability of this vehicle on the road and on the highway. I want to give you all a brief overview before we get started on the exterior and interior. If you want to get a full detailed review of this, you can go back and check my last video I did, a complete overview of this particular spec and give you the price and everything. But to start here from the back, we have the sport design tips on the bottom here. We have the 22-inch Spyder RS design wheels in the jet black metallic, where you can get the nice flakes, especially after a nice wash here. This is the V6 model, so with the S you get 375 horsepower, 393 foot-pounds of torque. We have adaptive cruise control and surround view here. And let's go into the interior options really quickly. We have the Mojave Beige, sporting the jet black on the trim. Sport design GT steering wheel here with the warming accents, beautiful entertainment dash, sport chrono package, the whole nine. So this is just a brief interior overview, but you all will be seeing a driver's perspective so that you all can see how it is to live with this vehicle on a day-to-day. I've been having it here for about 4,000 miles now. I've been able to get a lot of good seat time in it, so I want to be able to show you all what a great vehicle this is on the road. Let's go. All right, you all, let's go ahead and get on the road here. I'm gonna go ahead and show you a few of the options from the interior perspective. We're gonna start off in normal mode, I would say. Yeah, let's start off with normal, and then we'll work our way up to the sport and sport plus. Probably get to the sport plus on the highway just to show you the full capabilities of it. But for now, we'll go ahead and get going. So to start off, I've been living with this vehicle here as a daily. I honestly think it's a great daily, you know, to do a lot of the things you need, especially if you have a family. Right now, I'm gonna go pick up some food. So from here, this perspective, you're able to see the navigation, the interior navigation that's built in. It works pretty good. It's voice activated as well. If you don't like to use this particular infotainment, you can use the information that you get off of your Apple CarPlay.
Left, then turn right.
And then, as you can see here, she'll speak, give you your voice commands and everything while you're on the road. Pretty smooth drive. So the differences that I've noticed, because I've had the Macan T and the standard Macan as well, those sport the 4-cylinder package, in which you get, you know, a more tame feel, about 241 horsepower compared to this 375 here. But what you definitely notice is, honestly, when you're driving on the roads and you're doing normal speeds, you know, 40, 50 miles an hour,
turn right.
It feels very similar to how you would in the 4-cylinder. So basically, when you're doing that normal driving, you don't sport that much of a difference in regards to that. But here's one thing that you do notice. So if I go ahead and instantly,
in half a mile,
you get way more power than you would normally if you were just, you know, in the 4-cylinder package here. You get a little bit of the lag, the turbo lag, when you're trying to input on a 4-cylinder. You still have it here in this one, especially in the normal mode, but it does pull up a lot quicker, and you can notice that off the rip. With the driving capabilities of this car, I definitely prefer the V6 over the V4. You notice it right away, even when you're trying to be chill, have fun, and just do a normal drive, you still notice it in a day-to-day. Okay, so normal mode, you wouldn't be doing a whole lot. You know, you would just make your way through, make your way down to wherever you're going. Definitely want to, you know, take your time, do chill, normal speeds. Let's see if we can stop this navigation from speaking so loud. because that is one of the things that you notice as well when you have the smart options set up on here.
Now turn left.
It will be quite loud, and me, I'm more visual than audio, so I can just look and see where I'm going. But I do like this navigation here. It points out the signs that you need. It points out all of the things that you would be looking for in regards to the navigation. So if you're like me and you like to miss exits, it will literally show you the exact exit that you need, which makes it great. While we're at a stop here, let me go through some of the infotainment. So we have our Sirius XM radio that you can use. It's very great if you want to go ahead and get a different variety of music while you're driving, have the family in town. You have a phone option. If you set up your individual cell phone to the vehicle, you can have access to your contacts, speed dials, things like that, and get everything going there. In the car section, you're able to set up a few of your settings. You want to go through your trip, set up the Chrono package, things like that. You're able to do it with no problem. So I want to see if I can quickly get over here just to make this commute a little simpler. All right. Yeah, very good agile feel as we hit through that corner there. A lot of SUVs or small coupe size SUVs, you kind of feel the need to want to roll over. Porsches are very, very planted. The suspension in here with the PASM really takes effect when you're hitting corners. It'll put different torque specs in particular front axle and back axle to give you the exact amount of power that you need when you're taking corners at high speeds, low speeds. Porsche is known for their stability and handling through corners. Balance is everything, so you definitely get that with almost all trim models of the Macan, the standard, T, S, GTS. You get it all. So I do want to beef up the performance just a tad bit here. I'm going to put it in sport now. Immediately it's more engaging. It's almost similar to the normal mode, if you will, if you're just, you know, driving at low speeds, not doing a whole lot. But when you want to get over, like, you instantly get that engagement around 4 to 5k RPM. You notice that you're in a V6 at that point. Like, it's really night and day compared to the 4-cylinder option. So if you're somebody who likes performance in their car but you still want to have a normal commute, go this route. The S that's definitely referenced as a sweet spot that you will hear a lot of times in a lot of videos, but it really is because it sits dead set in the middle of affordability on the Porsche spectrum and performance that you would want. You really get a Porsche engine when you go to the V6 model. So if you are somebody who wants performance, this is the way to do it. So as we speed up here to get over sport, I'm loving it. It also increases the chassis here. If you're able to see, this button here will activate the first setting for a sport chassis, so it's on like level 1 compared to level 2 if you go full sport plus. Stiffens up the suspension a tad bit, so you can kind of feel it when you're trying to turn, but it's not that noticeable. It's not super jerky like you would on the sport plus, and which will show when we get on the highway where we can get a good amount of speed going here. But I love it. I love it. The infotainment system itself is pretty standard for this particular spec. But if this is what you're good at getting coming straight out the box, it's honestly great. Now, of course, you can spec the interior however you want, you know, with the pebble gray interior, Bordeaux red, however you want to. But if you're able to get the Mojave beige, it is a nice classic feel that you will notice in a lot of Porsche vehicles. Some people may say it's dated. I guess it depends on how you set up your particular drive, but I definitely do like it in my vehicles. What else, man? This car is so balanced overall. I think if you go through some of the competitors that they have, the GV80s, you know, Teslas, things like that, just from an interior standpoint, or, you know, even if we're keeping it gas based, some of the Mercedes models, you notice that other companies may have one thing that may be a little bit better, but Porsche has everything in a balanced feel. One thing you can't argue with is the performance. I will put this performance toe to toe with almost any other vehicle in its segment and vouch for this all the way, because Porsche may not be the most top speed, but when it comes to handling and getting the full horsepower capabilities out of your vehicle, it's second to none. Especially if you put a Sport Chrono package in your vehicle, that immediately gives you a different feel, a different, more sporty feel. So you can immediately turn this from a nice chill family outing to I want to get a little bit spirited on the road, go through some canyons, go through some long roads, and really be comfortable. I've taken this vehicle itself as well on a good few road trips, so I can attest to how it is over time. I'm not really a person who likes to be in the car for long periods of time, but when I do road trips 6-7 hours in this car, I honestly can do the whole drive by myself and be fine. It's very great, especially with the 14-way seats that we have in here. The lumbar support that you get is beautiful. You're able to sport your back in any way that you see fit and be able to get a lot going. So we're gonna get up on the highway here. I'm gonna cut a little bit just when we get on the highway, and then we're gonna go into the Sport Plus option. All right, Sport Plus, now we're in, ready to go. It's gonna be a nice curve up here too, so you'll be able to see what I was mentioning about the roll. It doesn't feel like, I feel very safe and planted when I go through sharp turns in this SUV. But Sport Plus immediately is aggressive. It wants to go. It wants to get the full engagement of the vehicle. You can hear a lot of the engine a lot more, even at 3K RPMs. Soon as you're able to get a nice stretch, see right there, it really feels like it's planted, like it just goes exactly where it wants to go. All right, so we get a little bit more engaging to get on the highway. Might deal with a little bit of traffic, but we'll see what we can get. All right, and now we're going from 50. Beautiful. You immediately get a different feel, a rush, if you will, from the Sport Chrono package there. You're able to flip these paddle shifters as well, going to manual, excuse me. You can go into manual mode if you want, be able to shift your gears if you want to be a little bit more engaging with your drive. We even have the Sport Response button here that gives you 20 seconds of maximum boost. You get almost the full capability of the horsepower in this vehicle when you press that button. I would press it now, it's a little congested, so we're gonna stay in nice highway speeds. You can easily get jail speeds when you press that button there, so be aware of your surroundings, be aware of your legalities, and make sure you do it in a safe environment. But it's definitely fun. If you go to the dealership, sometimes I refer to it as the fun button for a reason. So but let's go ahead and get over here. Sport Plus, beautiful. I really love how it's immediately engaging. It's almost cerebral. Like I was mentioning with the turbo lag and the 4-cylinder option, you don't really have that a whole lot. Of course, it's there because it's a turbo vehicle, but you are able to get to those speeds quicker in a pinch. So if you're, say for instance, you got to make I got to get over real quick, easy. You don't really have to think about it. The car is very engaging off the rip, and you're able to do so very, very smoothly. Overall, I think this vehicle is great. Right now, I would put it up there with any other luxury automotive SUV that you can think of. For me, I'd like to stay consistent, so anytime I'm picking a vehicle, I almost sometimes get the same options, if you will, if I'm used to them. But you do have a lot of creativity in the options you can get for this particular vehicle. I wouldn't go too crazy with the specs unless you really, really plan on keeping the vehicle for years and years to come, just because you don't want to overinflate the price on these vehicles. They already start off pretty expensive, with the standard Macan starting around 66,000. So any options that you're putting on there can definitely add up quickly. So depend on what you want. If you are somebody who wants to focus more on performance, get your performance options that you like, get a little bit of the exterior, interior, just for visual sakes that you're willing to compromise on. And if you're somebody who just doesn't really care that much about the performance, go ahead and get you maybe a standard Macan and focus on the visual aspects of it, the rims, the tires, the paint color, things like that. If you're somebody who money isn't an option, get all of it, go for it. But you're able to pick which price point you want to fit in within the Porsche family very simply and easy when you're able to option these. So just go play on the configurator, have a little bit of fun. I'm definitely going to be doing some videos myself on that, so we can go through a few of the trims and, you know, show what I would put on my particular vehicles there. Overall, I would say in regards to mileage, gas wise, it is a V6, so it is going to drink a little bit of gas. You have about 17 city, 24 highway. So when you're going to the Sport Plus mode like we are now, it will drink up a lot more fuel than it would normally. If you're just doing regular city driving, not really trying to get nowhere too fast, put it in normal, enjoy the rest of your, you know, capabilities that you have, and I think you'll be fine. Yeah, the suspension, everything that's in this car really gives it a nice balanced feel. Space wise, you have enough. If you have a small family, you can get a lot of cargo space if you're going on a nice road trip. If you want something bigger, go to Cayenne. But yeah, this is going to conclude our review of the 2024 Porsche Macan S on the road. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you were able to get something out of it. If you want more videos like this, please let me know. I will be putting out a lot more content in regards to this class segment, and then we'll have a little bit more exciting videos later as well. So with that, it's Micah J with Porsche 4K signing out. Have a good one.